Hello and welcome to Coffee Over Coffee. This is going to be a series where we talk about coffee over coffee. One of the questions we always get asked is, how do you brew your coffee? We use a Melita. This is very simple. This is a $10, $15 item. Takes a little box of these Melita filters. This is a cone filter. I'll do some videos explaining that. And we simply grind the coffee and we do what's called a pour over. So we take our water, roughly about 205 degrees, at least 200, between 200 and 205, and we just brew the coffee. No fancy equipment's necessary. What I've done now is I've just pre-infused the coffee. So technically these are the coffee beds. The ground coffee is called a coffee bed. And this is the process of what they call percolation. I'm really using gravity. I'm pouring water over the beans, and then gravity is going to brew the coffee for me. There's no bar pressure necessary like with some equipment. I'm pre-infusing the beans just to make sure that all the beans are wet, because dry beans and dry grounds and wet grounds brew at different speeds. One will go through faster, one will go through slower. So to make sure they're all uniformly wet, so when I brew now, I'll get an even extraction. That means that all the coffee grounds will brew as they should. One won't be under extracted and the other one won't be over extracted. This is a very simple process, really, but you can really fine tune your cup of coffee. So if I want to have a little more coffee because I need a little more pick me up in the morning, or a little less coffee, maybe at night I don't want to have as much coffee, then I just put less in. And I'm really only going to hit this up a couple times and then I'm done. One of the things that you want to make sure it's called channeling, is when I put the water in, the water is really just going to want to go straight down the middle, and then it's going to leave the coffee grounds on the side. So if I was to go ahead and pour more water in, a lot of the coffee grounds won't participate in this next phase of brewing, and so I won't be able to extract the flavor out of those coffee grounds, and I'll over extract the flavor that's in the middle. So what I'm going to do now is I'll start to pour on the outside and make sure all those coffee grounds are back in where they need to be so we can get the full flavor of the coffee. So it takes probably about a minute and a half to brew this cup of coffee. There's some brew ratios and things I'll get into in our other videos, so you'll know how many coffee grounds versus how much water. There's a couple rules of thumb for you to know. But I would just really recommend for everybody out there, if you're really looking for a good way to brew coffee, this is a great way to brew coffee. I've brewed probably over 100,000 cups like this since 2004, maybe a little more. And I'm just constantly brewing cups. Every day we're roasting, every day we're cupping every coffee. But this is very easy at home for somebody to do. I've probably had to replace this maybe two times in about 15, 20 years just because it broke, because I dropped it. This plastic container is still going strong after thousands upon thousands of brews. So this is a nice, inexpensive way. I'm gonna knock a few more grounds here. I'm done with the water now. I can just let it sit. I can pull it out and drink it. I'll probably get up just a little more. This is how you brew coffee at home. I would recommend. It's a $15 coffee brewer. You're gonna have to get some of these filters. The number 4 just denotes the size. If you had a number 2, it'll still work the same. It'll be smaller. Number 6, your filter will be a little taller. It just denotes the size of the filter goes with the size of the coffee holder. So go out and get one of these, or similar. It doesn't have to be Melita, but there's no sense in spending $100 for a coffee brewer when you can actually get a very good cup of coffee out of this system and you can control it. I hope that information is helpful to you, and I'll see you for our next episode of Coffee Over Coffee. Have a good day.